Yo, what's up, folks? Good morning. It is another Saturday, and we're here for another episode with my man Christopher Leon Johnson. The most prolific. He gets to more events than me. Just so much love for that. He really has a great idea of what's going on the ground. I'm super hardworking myself. It's a good combination right here. Yeah, power packed. Sunday morning little political update. So let's see what's up. Let's start it off. Go ahead. Share
All right,
what's
hey
going
guys,
on with
this
you.
is good morning. Happy Mother's Day for anybody who's a mother or if you have mothers or people that you feel that deserve that recognition. Happy Mother's Day to all. So this is a great Sunday. Last week was a eventful last week. First I'm gonna announce this right now that I am currently a part of. I currently got accepted as a member of the New York New York Press Photographers Association, number 736. So expires this year. So I got accepted by a board of people. This is a membership only organization. It's only for photographers and videographers and journalists. It's real tough to get inside that organization. A lot of people apply. A lot of people get rejected. You have to know people to get in this organization. So I'm real honored to have that, real honored to have this be part of this organization and be a member of the New York Press Photography Association. And part of it is being ethical. And I think a lot of people know that I'm real ethical and I'm ready to call things out when they be called out. I am not a person to be slandering people to get views or put a certain spin to it to get views. That's not my thing or to get attention. I know that I get my followers are like low. I have 1,500 followers on Twitter. I have like 1,100 on Facebook. I mean on Twitter. Instagram, and my numbers are low on YouTube. But I'd rather keep my numbers low if I'm able to sleep well at night and walk the streets of New York than have all those followers and then worry about somebody spotting me out at a rally because I covered things the wrong way, or people are like, oh, this guy works with the right wing, or he worked with the fascists, and what I mean. I don't have time for that. I'd rather do without. I'd rather have these low followers and have my integrity than have the big old followers and then have to worry about look behind my back because somebody might come get me or somebody might dox me out and kick me out of a rally because they know I'm overspending things in that context. So that's me. My integrity go first. And like I said, I'm happy to be part of this organization and more to the years to come. National Press Photography Association. So I'm real happy about that. Now, yes, like last week was a great eventful week, and we'll talk about. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second.
All right. He may be adjusting some stuff, and props to him on that accomplishment right there. Just so you know, I've actually made him a business card that should be pretty cool. So featuring his
Yeah,
press pass. So hopefully
yeah. I'm
people out there
sorry.
check that out when he gets that released. The first printing will only have 5,000 issues, so that's a limited collection item. So if you see Christopher Leon Johnson, I definitely think that he's a historical figure in this New York City thing that we're doing, whether he's recognized or not. And I think it's worth collecting one of those. And you can do it by finding him at one of the many events he goes to on a regular basis. Okay, so I'll let you continue on. Go ahead.
Thank you. 5,000. Thank you. I appreciate it. Think 5,000 a lot. That's a lot.
Yeah,
Five thousand.
I mean, it's a
Um,
lot, but it's not that much, right? Yeah.
that's more than how many people. That's more copies than people vote. So that's to be honest. Voter turnout in New York City is low. We'll get that a little later. Sorry, that's my niece, so I was trying to tell her like I'm doing this right now. She's good. I have uncle duties today, so Mother's Day. I posted 10 some events, but I can't have uncle duties pennies first. Remember that. So going back from last week, about this. I covered like I tell people, I didn't go to the Palestine rally. I didn't want to go to that. Speaking of having this card, I didn't go. Before we go to this new topic about Neely, I'm gonna break this down. People like, well, Chris, you didn't go to the Palestine, you didn't go to NAKBA, 2023, so you don't support Palestinians. Now, what happened with the NAKBA thing, right? Now, if you understand about NAKBA. NAKBA. The NAKBA rally is ran by Within a Lifetime Palestine, aka Neely Kwansani. I know DJ himself had little issues with Dean, but usually, what scared me up about NAKBA, especially in Bay Ridge, is that mostly every year, like from 2020 to 2022, there's always a certain presence that's there, like Antifa. Now, usually at their rallies and their events, like Within a Lifetime, they don't have Antifa, they don't have the rowdy motherfuckers there, but they might have a few. You might have a few of them there, but they're not like the Antifa. But usually at NACBA, it might be Antifa there. Now, I'm on Antifa shit list. Now, you understand that the cops will never protect members of the press when Antifa comes in with the press. They will never. I'm not going to put myself in risk to get coverage. I will never do that. And I'll tell people who does media, who's members of the press, don't put yourself in risk to get coverage, especially if you know that you're on people's shit list of like people bad press, and the cops are not going to protect you. The cops have no duty to protect you at all. So instead of that, I went to cover the Moms on Demand gun rally event. And the great thing I got a nice little shirt from Moms Demand Action. When I cover that. So like I said, I'm not going to put myself at risk to cover an event or to show support. Especially I know that the nearest train station is about one long block away, right? The train station is at 4th Avenue and 77th Street. The event is at 75th and 5th. I can't run fucking 4 blocks. I mean, 1 block down. I can't do that. And then the trains take long. I'm not putting myself at risk. So people got to stand. I support NAKBA. I support the Palestinian people, but I'm not going to put myself at risk because of Antifa. So as a heads up with that. Now,
Wait.
that's over with that.
Why do you think, or how do you know that you're on their shit list?
Because I've been spotted out a few times by these guys. It was one time at a rally about Jordan. Not Jordan Neely? What's his name? Jordan Neely. We'll get that Jordan Neely thing. What's his name? Tyrone Nichols, the kid who got killed in Memphis. Somebody spotted me out, and I got chased down the block, even to the train station.
You got chased?
Yeah.
What were they doing? They were like threatening you and stuff, or what? They
threatening me, ready to beat me up and try to take my camera. Because I got them on footage, do a lot of things. I got the footage, but I got the footage of them chasing me, but I got the footage of them doxing me out. So I'm not taking no chance with that.
And then they chased you.
Yeah, they chased me. Then recently, at one of the rallies about Jordan Neely, feudal people spotted me out. One of them tried to take my camera, smack my camera, and threatened to beat me up.
So why don't you smack him then? Smack him right in the fucking face.
No, I'm not going to smack him. I'll get arrested. I'm not going to assault them because I'll get arrested for that. It's not worth it.
The thing is that anarchists, there are some people in the group that will have like certain, big personalities and people follow them, or they'll be influential. They'll be like, whispering people's ears, blah, blah, blah. But there's also, just from the name of the group, you're going to have a large amount of factionalization. You're going to have some people that are just, some person says this and they're like, oh, they're going to be devil's advocate. And it's just part of the personality, right? They're going to be more in that group. So while there would be some people who might be, advocating, right, things to happen to you, there might be other people who advocate, right, that dude's okay. Or even say, we actually are against the people that are, like you see, like the Jews who are actually standing like against Israel, right? You see them at the rallies regularly. Actually, they actually discriminate against the Hasidics, right? So there's actually problems with that going on. So, Antifa is not a monolith. Although, right, the influential people with the money, right, supposedly all stand for people that are poor. And to tell you the truth, anarchists really are, right, the people that are most disenfranchised with the system in itself get attracted to anarchism. So I really feel very,
I like the radicals.
That are advocating violence against Christopher Leon Johnson, especially if you white. How are you gonna fight racism by beating on a black man, you white dude? It don't even make sense. You will get resistance. Expect resistance. Yeah. don't
Yeah, like I
expect
said,
everything to go
people,
smoothly.
yeah,
But
people
you gotta
understand
stand for
like,
yourself too, man. Don't let them back you down.
yeah, I know, but like people understand is like, like I said, I support NAKBA, I support the NAKBA support, but I'm not putting myself at risk. So people gotta stand like, oh, you don't care, I do care. I really give a fuck about it, and I'm like I said, things sometimes if you understand about stuff, it's not really worth putting yourself at risk. I'm
Now,
not putting myself at risk to
wait,
get.
just another thing is that the Jordan Neely thing. Some people were they were Antifa, but then there's other groups there like Revolutionary Communists. I just met them. There's other
Oh hell
groups,
yeah!
right? Or I think probably PSL people were probably also at the Jordan Neely thing. I'm not sure, but it seems like the type of thing they would go to.
Oh
Were
yeah,
they
yeah, yeah.
there?
What you mean, the NACBA? Yeah, of course they was there.
That event that we
PSL is
was at.
always.
So when those people were chasing
Oh
you down,
yeah.
how do you
Oh,
know they Antifa and they're not PSL, or how do you know they're not
no,
like
they're
some?
Antifa. I know they're Antifa because it was what happened was the people that ran that was really rebel people in
They
Justin
might be Rev
Pines.
Coms, or they
So
just might be Rally Rebels friends, right? It might not be. Who knows? It could be. I don't know.
yeah, yeah, I know, but I understand that. But like I said, I'm not putting myself in risk to get myself hurt. Especially I know I don't drive and I don't like hide behind police. I'm not the type of person to hide behind the police for anything. I like to be the person like to handle it like men,
Cops
but
ain't gonna
if
help you.
I
We
can't
already
fight.
established this.
Hmm?
We already established the cops not gonna help you. We've already established this.
They're
You're
not
on
gonna
your
offer
own
us.
out there.
We don't like I
You're
don't
on
like
your own.
police. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I don't like police. I don't like hide behind the police. You know what I mean? Like what happened
Like
to
they're
I
gonna
mean,
help you,
I
man.
don't
Okay.
hell no.
They're not gonna help
There's
you,
no
bro.
obligation. The
They
law there's
might
no
if you're lucky,
obligation.
but you can't count on it at all. At all.
Can't count on it. So you're on your own. So don't put yourself in a position where like 95, 99% of the
I
time that
don't.
you will be on your own. And so I'm real careful. Like I'm real careful. I try
Welcome
to be
to the
fair,
anarchist
but
world, bro.
people
I'm not.
people
I'm not
just
trying
don't
to go
see
heavy with the anarchists because I'm not
people
necessarily
don't
like
see it. But
it's not the
I
solution
like
for
Mira
everything.
Green.
It really
I
isn't.
like her. I like her organization. I like how she does it. She's radical. I like the radical shit. But I really love what she does, and I really love what she do. I think she's a good person.
If
But
you like
I
her,
can't.
hopefully she likes you. You've been to some of their events. Would they
Yeah, you
help
never know,
protect you?
right?
What, like you can't rely on
No,
the
I
constant
don't think they
protection,
will
but
protect me. I don't think they will protect me. But I'm not stupid. I'm not gonna
if
expect
they
that.
see someone else getting victimized, right, they're asking for help with their own justice, and they see an
Yeah,
injustice happen in front of them, and they're not going to do anything.
majority of the time
What's up with
they
that?
I know. Majority of
No,
the time
that's
these
not cool,
organizations,
man. We
especially the
either with
members of the
you got to
press.
stand with the people with you, or you can't expect help. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You got to fight
but
against
I'll give.
injustice. If you see someone getting, if you know Christopher Leon Johnson, I know him to be a decent guy. I like the guy. I'm not saying everything's 100%. You never know. But if you see him getting beat down in front of you, and you didn't see him do anything to deserve it, and you're trying to fight for Palestinian justice, right? And you know he's been around for a while. He didn't just show up yesterday. He's been around for
Yeah.
a while. And you see him getting harassed and chased and shit, and you ain't gonna do
Nah,
nothing.
I don't expect that. I'm not gonna expect that at all. Like it's not expected.
I don't
It's
expect
just
shit
not
either.
expected.
I
I
expect
don't
to be
expect it.
persecuted and fucked up. That's
Yeah,
exactly
but I
what
mean,
happens
but I'm
too.
not gonna hate. I'm not gonna hate them because of the situation. I know my optics, so I know because of my optics, I can't attend certain things or put myself around certain things. I'm
So
not
sorry.
stupid myself in danger. So like, I'm not gonna put myself. I would. If I'm a friend of you, I would never put you in danger. So I will never tell people to come out the place where I know I'm gonna put them in danger because you're my friend. Because if I don't do that, I'm not your friend. So like I said, it's no ill thing against Nira Dean and her organization. I really like what she does. I really like her organization. I really like what they
It's
do
hurting the
because I think they're
Palestinians,
more.
right? This type of because it someone who's a supporter for the Palestinian movement like yourself, right, is being chased away. So it's actually hurting their movement. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know
Yeah.
it happens, but I didn't go there. But I knew most 99% of the time it was going to happen because it's just NAKBA. It's a day that everybody that goes out to that because
Yo,
they
Palestinians,
again.
if you've been suffering for 80 years, if you want to start winning, right? Yeah, you can't let people f up your movement. You have to make a decision. So if you're gonna let people run, my man over here has an official press pass, press photographer's pass. He's been in the game for a while. He's recognized. If you're gonna let him get chased around, you do that. I mean, you think that's okay? You think you can't do anything about it? All right then. I mean, you've
Yeah,
been
you know,
faced.
hey,
Your whole people's
it,
getting run over. Y'all people are dying out there. It's been 80 years. It looks like nothing's ever gonna. It's time for you to start changing the system and working with your allies. I've been trying to work with y'all for a long time. I've been reaching out so many times as a Korean American, right? Yeah, You have an anti-coalition, and props to your work, but y'all do not include Asian Americans, right? Yeah, you have your little circle, right? And many Jewish people progressive Jewish people are on there talking this and that, right? Yeah, I'm not mad at that, but you need to think about, isn't that a little weird, right? Yeah, and where's your solidarity with other colored groups? Y'all focusing on hanging out with the white people. I'm mad at that. Well, actually, I kind of fucking am. You know what I mean? Okay.
Yeah,
Start taking care of your people out here.
yeah, the Jewish people, there's some good Jewish people,
There
but
are.
majority there's some good Jewish people, man. They
But
actually give a
let's look
fuck
at,
about
yeah,
the
let's
right.
look at their events, right? Who's talking, right? These
Mhm.
revolutionary Jewish people,
Yeah.
and that's the
So,
majority. What's up with? Isn't that weird?
mhm.
Something smells fishy to me.
Yeah, but yeah, I totally get it. Like I said, it's no ill thing, but I support NAKBA. I really support NAKBA,
I do too.
and I really support what they do. But I'm not putting myself in danger because of some rowdy motherfuckers. I like basically Antifa. I'm not putting myself in danger because it's too far. I got my camera, and it's not worth it. The cops not protecting me, so I really support what they do. I really respect what they do, but I'm not putting myself out there for that. Now, there's a thing about that. Radical, I love the radical shit, and I totally get it, and I respect it. I'm not a big fan of the pacifist photo op bullshit because the photo op stuff doesn't work. Being a pacifist little bitch doesn't work at all. You got to get fucking rowdy a bit, right? Now, going back, now we'll talk this, we'll bring up this topic now. We're just gonna start the show with this, but we'll start off now about Jordan Neely, the updates about Jordan Neely and what's going on. And like we didn't break this down last week because we were so busy. I had to go support a candidate running for state city council with my political club, and DJ had to go do some other business. We'll talk about that. You want to bring that up first, but how you felt? How was the experience at the National Action Network on Sunday? How was it?
Which one? You mean like when I went to the Sean Bell? The
Yeah.
actually his widow, or actually who was supposed to be married the next day, right? Yeah, and
Yep.
his fiance actually, I guess she sometimes referred to as Nicole Bell, even though I think they never really did get married. Anyways, there's a documentary being filmed about it, and it was cool to take part in that. That video should be dropping soon. I also presented at the Queens Village Republican Club recently, so I want to make sure that people that platform me also get that stuff out. So I'll be putting that video out as well. But I'm just backed up on this work. Yeah, there's so much stuff going on.
Yeah.
Um, but hey, quick question for you about going back to the Jordan Neely situation, right? Because that's not really, it's somewhat related, not really. That's more on a different thing. But you've heard of Kyle Rittenhouse, right?
Yeah.
Okay, like so Dan Penny, right? The guy who killed, you know, um, what's his name? Jordan Neely, right? The thing is that
Hmm.
he just got $1 million for his defense. Do you think Dan Penny is like the new Kyle Rittenhouse?
No, not at all. I'm gonna tell you what
Okay.
we're down. So people got saying what happened before this, but so we won't talk this right now because we had no time to do it last week, but we have time today. So what happened with Jordan Neely and Danny Penny? Both of them were homeless. Now it came out both of them homeless.
Oh, I didn't know
Daniel
that.
Penny,
Dan Penny's
both of them are
homeless?
homeless. Yeah, Denny, there's a homeless veteran, but I think he was banging with his dad and he was banging with other people, but he's like homeless.
Oh shit.
So what happened was allegedly, Jordan Neely, who you could tell he was mentally ill. He has severe mental illness. He was on the top 50 to watch list by the city of New York of like people that most likely going to do something crazy. Wasn't like on a bolo, wasn't
Am
like
I
an
on that list?
anti-terror way. No, I don't think so. No,
I
that's
hope
nothing. That
not.
if,
Oh
if
my
that was the
god.
case, you'd be on anti-terror. You never
Have
know.
Have
But
you ever
that
seen?
might be me too.
Yeah. Have you ever seen the video
Hmm?
of the? Because I haven't seen. Supposedly the video and audio exists of the actual event taking place, and there was other dudes
Choking out,
standing around. Like, was anybody?
trying to.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, choking him out. So what happened was Jordan Neely and like was allegedly threatening people on the train. Just like any
Okay.
typical homeless person, they just be threatening people, talk themselves, screaming at themselves, doing the weird shit on the train. So what happened was Daniel Penny decided to take matters to his own hands and decided to choke him out. So by choking him out, I think he killed him. He probably accidentally killed the guy. I don't think he did it to intent, but he killed the guy. So Jordan Neely's dead. Now, what happened after that was the cops the guy took his name, let him go, blah blah blah. It got a lot of controversy, it got viral, and then people started out protesting. Now, what happened with that was people was protesting Tuesday, the first Tuesday of the week when he lost his life. That's when I almost got to an Antifa. It had to get kicked out by the cops. It's what it is. Then you got a rally on Thursday, no Friday, Friday morning, afternoonish, 12 o'clock with the Communist Party, Revolutionary Communist Party. No, the Communist Party, like the CPUSA. Then you had a little
Wait,
thing with the Revolutionary
is
Communist.
RevComs and CPUSA the same thing, different thing? What is
No,
going on?
different one, different one.
Okay.
Revcom is more of a cult. Revcom is more of a cult. That's run by Bobby Bacon. So they had the Revolutionary Communists had their little thing at 3 o'clock by the train station, West 4th Street. Then um, then at 6 o'clock, there was a rally held by the Party Socialist Liberation in conjunction with the DSA, in conjunction with the Answer Coalition, in conjunction with the People Forum at Washington Square Park on that Friday. They marched to 14th Street and they officially killed the thing there. They said, we're done here. So, whatever, people might go out and do the after that, but the PSL said, we're done at Union Square Park. Okay, fine. Now Saturday, now this is where me and DJ come in the audience. This is where me and DJ came in on Saturday. There was a rally and thing supposed to happen at Broadway Lafayette Station at 2 o'clock on this like last week Saturday, not this Saturday, but the week prior. Like I say, today is the what? Today is the 14th. Yesterday the 13th. Take away 7. That'll be the 6th. That'll be the 6th of May. Now, me and DJ was out there. I knew this was going to be bad because the people there they mostly allege with the mainstream progressives like Leonard Sarsour and Carmen Perez and Tamika Mallory and my son Lennon. So they didn't let DJ speak. Like that time they let DJ speak. DJ wanted to speak. They gave him the finger. We got it on video. Now you DJ left. He didn't like it. He left, and I said, "Bro, stay." Now he left. Now I left that rally covering him because I saw Justin Pines, the guy that almost wanted to beat me up on that Tuesday, walking down Houser Street. Now, when I saw him walking down with that pink hat, his big hat, his tall ass, his big, I ran, I walked. I said, "I'm out of here. Gotta go." So thank God that we both left that day because whatever happened, this is where we'll talk about what happened Monday, and this is why I want to bring this up about what's going on with SRG. Now, they went in March from Broadway Lafayette Station all the way to 63rd Street, Lexington Avenue. Now, people see what happened in that station. People actually decided to go on the tracks and rally on the tracks. They jumped on the tracks, put themselves in danger by the third rail, a crowd of people, and decided to rally on the third tracks, on
Wait,
the on the
can I
tracks.
just get in for a second? Yeah. Now the thing is that you have footage
Yeah.
of all of this stuff you're talking about, quite a bit of material. Where's the best people for people to check this out? Because I just went to your Facebook page and flashed it on the screen. We're scrolling down for
Put
a
on
while. You have
YouTube.
other stuff.
Put on YouTube. Oh, let's go to YouTube.
Your YouTube is the best
YouTube.com.
place to really have that all organized and like find all
Yep.
the stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, and go to the. I actually have Christopher's. If you're watching me on YouTube, you'll see that he's actually one of my recommended featured channels. If you scroll down, definitely check that out. It's easy to go find his link. Once again, the most prolific street reporter out here on these streets, going to multiple events a day. He's everything he's talking about right now. He has footage of the protesters on the tracks and all that. He recorded all of that. His interactions with these Antifa members. It's all been documented. Okay. I'm sorry, you're frozen. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah.
So going back to that, so they rallied for 15 minutes. They rallied for 15 minutes. Rallied for 15 minutes, and then whatever after that, the cops started arresting people, and then all hell broke loose. So Saturday's over. Now Monday, this is where everything went to shit. And I tell this came from the top. This came from the mayor's office because they was embarrassed about that episode on Saturday when they had their rally on that Monday night at 7 o'clock. I didn't go. I said I did not go. I am not going to cover that because I'm not putting myself at risk. I knew something bad was going to happen because what happened Saturday. So on Monday, this past Monday, like last week Monday, because it was Sunday, so it was last week Monday, that'll be the 8th, the 8th of May. They had a rally at Washington Square Park with Tamika Mallory and my son Lennon. The cops shut it down. You don't have a sergeant permit, you can't do it here. They shut it down. So they decided to do it anyway. Then all hell started breaking loose. The cops were arresting people. SRG was arresting people. Some people got bloodied. And they even arrested a reporter. They actually even arrested a journalist. Her name is Stephanie Keith. Stephanie Keith is a member of the organization I am part of called the New York Press Photographers Association. She's a member, a long-serving member of the association, just like I am. I'm a long-serving member. So she arrested a fellow member of mine. They arrested a fellow member of mine because allegedly she interrupted their tour arrest, trying to get a shot of their tour arrest, and they warned her. And then the third time she didn't want to listen, so they took her away. So they didn't care. The NYPD, SRG didn't give a fuck about who was there. They was going to take
Wait, you said
people
the
in.
tour arrest? What tour
So
arrest?
they shut that shit down. They
Wait, you
shut
said
down the
she was trying to
rally
get a
and
picture of the tour arrest? What tour arrest?
arrest of protesters.
Okay.
So I mean, they didn't care. The cops didn't give a fuck. They didn't give a fuck who. They didn't care you were pressed. They didn't give a shit. They was going to take you in if you mess with them. So I still call for the disbanding the SRG. You know, there's a hearing on I think the 24th or 22nd with the city council, and that's going to be a big topic of the NYCLU. Calling for disbandment of the SRG. I will speak for disbanding the SRG. I am for disbanding of the SRG because they're fucking useless. They just want to feel like they just want to act like they do something for they ain't doing shit. Just harassing people. Now that's the thing. Now, what's going on with now later on, you know, they were shutting down cops were shutting down protests, etc. Blah 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 blah. And then now they finally arrested Daniel Penny because of for involuntary manslaughter. I think it was involuntary manslaughter, second degree manslaughter, some shit like that. Because of all the protests and the DA looking like a dick. So they probably arrested the guy for political reasons. Now, going forward, you know, people saw was the conference with the GoFundMe's of Daniel Penny versus Jordan Neely. Jordan Neely got $60,000 for his burial cost, while Daniel Penny got $1 million via gift send go, over $1 million in counting, over $1 million in counting for his legal defense for against Jordan Neely. Now, I have a big speculation of why that this went down, of why he's getting over $1 million for his legal defense against Jordan for against the case by the DA. Now, what happened was there was a lot of people that the majority of people don't like, right? They made it more about racial thing. They made it more about a racial thing. And a number of these organizations like Vocal New York and MIC and a lot of these mental health, like the mental health organizations that get government money, that get government funding, they went on press conferences and make it more about racial thing. Instead of saying it's not a racial thing. It wasn't about race. It was more about mental health. And the fact that these organizations, just like Vocal New York and Housing Works, aren't doing their job. And this is a big problem with the homeless industry, and there's a big problem with the nonprofit industry. Now, with the homeless industry, all they care about is just making money off of their clients and putting that money in their pocket. Majority of the money that they get from the city or the state or the federal government and the foundations goes into the pockets of the executive board and the CEO, the executive director, and sometimes the members of the organization. Not to the cause. The cause would be to make sure the homeless get properly treated. That's the problem with the nonprofit industry. Vocal New York is well known for this too. Majority of that money that Vocal New York gets from the foundations and the executive budgets goes to the pockets of the top. It will never go to the little guy. It will never go to a person like Jordan Neely that needed help. The thing about like organizations like Vocal New York, and this is why they get a lot of controversy, because they are the type of organization that if you ever was to knock on their door and ask for help, they wouldn't give you the help at all. They will just give you some bullshit resources, some bullshit paperwork, and send you on your way. They wouldn't help you out unless you're willing to push their little radical agenda, like Douglas Powell, who was a level 3 sex offender and who spoke at a city council hearing and had the damn nerve to talk about Asians in that disparaging way. So that's the thing what's going on with Jordan. That's the thing. That's why they raise all that money, because people are getting sick of the bullshit that the Democratic Party and none of these assholes that who act like they care about Jordan Neely are are out there fucking saying about them. So that's what's going on with the whole funding thing. It's a lot of reasons why, but it's one of the reasons, you know. So
Okay, so right now,
I'm
actually,
done with that.
I'm going to share with my screen with you because while you were talking, I actually brought up Vocal New York's on Glassdoor. We could see their salary, some of their things outlined, so we can take a look at that.
Yeah.
I do like to look these things up. So let me see if I can share the screen with you right now. Yeah, here we go. Okay. So the thing is that Vocal New York, just so people know, Vocal New York is actually larger than just New York State. Actually, it exists in multiple states. They're a national organization.
Hmm.
And the thing is that when we talk about the DHS, right, actually recently, you can look this up. Cuomo's like cousin or his wife's like cousin or something was making $400,000 a year. This is actually, unfortunately, quite common. Another group called Riseborough, right, the largest landlord in New York, coming out of the corrupt, ashes of a, was it Bushwick Senior Center,
Yeah.
was also engaged in these, also pays their executive director like $400,000. You got a bunch of pretty female minority, vice presidents making 100,000 plus, and this is, a tactic that is used very commonly in this industry.
Hmm.
Um, Now, Vocal
I
New
think
York,
you
right? I can't really. I have to log in or something, so I can't really find it. But I did see something on the Google search. Let me just type it
go
again.
vote.
Yeah, go ahead.
The Vocal New York. Try to Google reviews.
Okay. Oh, okay. Now
Yeah, they
look.
don't worse.
Look. I also have dealt with this. The well, Indeed says they're good.
I think the should be rigged. If people don't want to put themselves
Could
in
be. Yeah.
danger,
Their Google
fucking
reviews as well. Look, they'll also have people. Look, I had businesses, and they will also. I'm sure you know about this one, yeah. But they will have people that's their business, right? Yeah, they're right. And the thing is that before, like when you talked about, we'll get to some of this later, but it's a recurring theme. Only the people who have the money, their agenda gets served. So the thing is that actual poor people's issues, right, are looked over again and again, or the press doesn't really carry them, or underline them, or frequent them. They're lucky to get it mentioned once, whereas right the director of the organization gets heard from again and again because of the money and the access. And this is really a horrible fact. So of course, right, Vocal has people getting paid on their staff, blah blah blah, right? If you're someone who's had a bad experience, you might post it once, but then Vocal will have people, you know, fix it, because that's their business, right?
yeah,
Why wouldn't they, right? But it goes both ways too, right? People that are angry sometimes are willing to work harder, so they will also try to bring it down. So you got to try to find the truth. It's not always in the middle, right? Sometimes it's both things at the same time. You got to address it, right? People want to just say, "Oh, the truth must be in the middle somewhere." Right? Maybe both extremes are also correct and need to be addressed. Anyways, yeah. So the let me just see. What's the executive director's name?
but just Juana Williams.
I'll just look it up. Okay, director name. And was it? You said Williams.
Yeah, just Juana Williams.
Okay. So let's see how much money
Yeah,
she
that's
makes. Yeah, let's look at
he's
this
the
up.
he's a big guy.
Okay. Hey, look, maybe he does good work. I don't really know yet. Yeah, but we're gonna see how much you're making right now. Is there? Okay. What? $2 million in total compensation? What? What is going on, man? Wait, is
I
this
don't
the
think
same
he made.
guy?
I don't think he made that. I don't think he did.
No, that's Tanger
No, that's the
Factory
wrong one.
Outlets. Okay, that's not him. Okay, okay. Um, Andrew Yang. What the hell? Okay. Um,
Yeah. Hmm.
okay. Well, uh, doesn't really. Do they have any information on his salary?
No, I
Okay.
don't think
Well,
so.
you know what? If you're watching, right, try to find that and hook and hit us up. Yeah, we'll cover it on a future episode, right? It should be somewhat public, right? We'll see. Yeah, that might be available. So that's just interesting. Another pathway to go down. But if it follows
Yeah.
the trajectory of the normal stuff, you're gonna see probably making 100,000, right, or 400,000. The organizers at Coping make $90,000 a year, right? So
Oh yeah. Wow.
yeah, they have these armies
So
amassed.
so they make all that money, and it just is lining their pockets, and that's it. And nothing's getting done. Like I know you had your dealings with organizations like them when in your past, right? You want to talk about
Yeah,
that?
and actually the mental health thing, and also addressing the issues that cause the mental health problems, right? Yeah, like the poverty and the other stuff like that. They're not addressing those things. So this is quite relevant, yeah, and I appreciate you only honest journalists that are out there that are really passionate about it will address this issue, right? Because every commercial force is really pointing them in another direction, right?
Hmm.
Yeah, and if I just follow the trends or the YouTube algorithm, whatever, right? I would follow the crowd. Hell no. I'm an activist. I'm doing this to try to fix the situation. So if I got to be a pioneer in this broke ass, you know what I mean, not supported category, then oh well. Here we
Me
go.
too.
Yeah.
I'll do without the fuck shit. I don't need the proclamations. I don't need the citations. It's just a piece of paper. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I don't need a piece of paper. I'm not gonna sell out a piece of
We need
paper.
progress on things that matter. Exactly.
And not fuck a piece of paper like a proclamation or a citation. No, fuck that. I don't need it. I
It
don't
helps
want it.
sometimes, yeah, but I feel you. Yeah, that's not the important thing. That's not prioritized. People have their priorities mixed up, right? It's not that those things don't mean anything, but they put that over the actual issue that they were fighting for in the first place, right? Yeah, it can
Mhm.
assist, right? Yeah, it could come lower, but it's not the first thing, right? But they mix it all up. Oh well. So yeah, the Jordan Neely situation. So you were talking about the $1 million and the right? You were talking about why you feel like that happening. Go ahead.
Yeah, I said yeah, yeah, because that's part of the reason why. And some of these elected officials, they're full of shit. They are part of the reason why this guy's dead. A number of them wouldn't get this guy the time of day if he was alive. They'll treat him like nothing. They'll treat him like shit. But they'll give a guy like Douglas Powell the time of day because Douglas Powell gets them votes. Douglas Powell gives them everything he needs to get them that he can give them.
As a
You know
street
where
performer, I've seen DSA also be like so much about their six-figure earning candidates, right? Like, what's her name? Kristen
Christopher
Gonzalez, or
Gonzalez,
yeah, like she's completely rich, yeah. And you look at AOC, she came from a very yeah,
privileged background.
yeah, honestly, her background, she had a lot of things coming going for her, right? It's not like she just popped out of nowhere. And the thing is that she did come out like from relatively unknown, but she was always like well compensated, right? Yeah, she
Yeah.
she had some time as a bartender. Even as a bartender, she was making more than probably I've ever made in my life in a year. Let's be real, right? Good looking
Hmm.
lady. Yeah, they make good money, and she has an asteroid named after her and all this other stuff because of her accomplishments in school, whatever. But the thing is that I've actually emailed a lot of these candidates and said, look, I'm representing the streets, and you guys are not really as close to the streets as you should be or claim to be, right? Why don't you actually help give some of these people that are street performers jobs? And you have your campaign coming up. I see you guys do all these rallies. You could hire right one of these street performers before your rally to really kind of like get the crowd going or to really get people around. You see that all the time, right? They have these little photo op sessions, right? They could have a street performer, right? Like that one that we went to AAPI, that vigil that they had, right? That vigil where
Oh hell
I
yeah.
actually, yeah, where I actually had people come in, where I was talking with the Memphis DSA co-chair about the death of Tyree Nichols. They had a vigil for victims of, the system, and they even said Tyree Nichols at the event. Meanwhile, they're booking some other dude to play violin. I swear I play a better violin than the dude at that vigil. You know what I mean? They're not helping out actual street performers. So I said, look, DSA is a little bit too bougie. You know what I mean? You all could actually help street performers. And actually, maybe later on we'll go and check out during AAPI month. I've been contacting Bright Lim Nam Jin Woo. On their Twitter, you guys can follow for yourself, the Korean American boys of DSA, right? Still addressing the stuff, saying, I just finished getting the charges against Memphis DSA co-chair dropped. Can you guys talk to me about AAPI month? Can you guys talk about the people that are starving, suffering, right? Yeah. Instead, they're talking about, I'll show it on the screen right now. They're talking about their trips to the restaurant. They're talking about their soccer game with their friends. You know what I mean? And not saying that they don't get to have that, but the fact that their priorities are very clear. And as I beg them for help on the list, right? As I beg them for help, they just do not respond. Oh my God! Like the first one. Here, let me let me share my screen. This is hilarious. Yeah.
Take your time.
The first one I did when I popped up his soba noodles post came up. Yeah, I'll show you my later
Yeah.
ones with my begging him for help. There is no response. They say they're about helping poor people. The evidence proves otherwise. Proves it. Proves it. Yeah. Let me share that with you right now so you can see. Chris, this is too funny. Welcome to AAPI month. This is why we're not allowed to do anything or be. Yo, straight up. Yeah, I didn't. This is minutes ago. Oh, 14 hours ago. Okay, let's see. This is Ron Kim spewing some stuff. We look nothing alike in front of soba noodles. That's nice. Okay. Oh, victims' rights. I know that probably will appeal to you. I'm not sure that
Yeah.
I necessarily 100% are for everything that she's saying, but I'm also willing to listen to her. Yeah, I know a lot of other people will. Hopefully,
Hmm.
Kali's not like spinning in a grave right there. Yeah, or in a coffin, whatever. Yeah. Replies. Okay, tweets. Yeah. So if you scroll down, I do actually be getting at a lot of people. What was this about? Here Curtis Lee was actually talking to someone right on the train station, right, talking about his spaceship, but he's actually talking to actual poor people. And, people say he's right wing or whatever. I don't agree with everything he says either, but I do want to give a lot of props out for his work and actually, right, yeah, being on the trains back in the 70s, 80s, right, yeah, when the violence was happening, actually trying to address those things, right?
Yeah.
Once again, Larry Sharp is actually having me on the show soon. Lucy, look at what she's accomplished, right, as in terms of like activist stuff, and see why he put her on. Actually, I'm supposed to be on his show soon after addressing that issue. So that's going to be interesting. Oh, yeah, once again, Christopher Leon Johnson has a Twitter as well. Where's the ones of me interacting with Nam Jin Woo? Well, I encourage you guys to follow him and myself, and you guys can see the upcoming interactions.
Hmm.
Caleb Moffman spanking people. You once again, right? I'm really this is documented for the future, and I will actually edit those all into a. Right, I know I'm struggling to look for it now. That's why I got to edit it all together because the people will not do their own research. I'm sorry to say, Chris. Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And I can see from the number of when we reference a certain episode, I can see how many people click off to go onto links and other things like that. How many people will actually follow your channel as a result of me mentioning, right, how important your work is. Maybe one or two out of the people that will watch. So it is what it is. Yeah. This is
Yeah.
it's if it was easy, everyone would do it. Yeah. So
Mhm.
yeah, it's really sad how these and still, right, and still they're not talking to street musicians. Once again, this has been put into a black and white issue to serve other interests and needs, more powerful interests and needs, and other interests and needs. The true poor are hurled to the ground. So thanks for calling
Yeah.
out the BS of the politicians because you're absolutely right. Yeah, I
Yeah.
have
And
documented
then,
evidence of me contacting them, asking them to help our community, which they refuse to, and even now they still do not listen to us. Even now.
yeah. Yeah, speaking of politicians, though, that Thursday, it was a crazy Thursday, the 11th of that this month, May 11th, but stated Thursday, and they had two things about Jordan Neely. At 12 o'clock, they had a rally about Black Lives Matter, Sarsour, everybody's son Lennon about Jordan Neely. And then they promoted, not Make the Road, but they're full of shit too. They promoted Vocal New York. And I'm like, we see this about all they trying to do is find a way to get some more discretionary money into Vocal New York, getting more discretionary funding and discretionary money into Vocal New York. And I'm like, yo, this organization is a piece of shit. It's a full of shit organization. All they doing is getting paid to run their mouth and push radical agendas like um keeping bail reform and keep getting intro 632. That means intro 632 allow landlords to rent homes and apartments to sex offenders without vetting them. So they could just rent to somebody without criminally checking their background. So Boca New York is behind a lot of things. Now, the city council, with the help of Kevin Riley and none of these guys, helped platform Vocal New York to have them speak at that rally. And you can tell all they was talking about is trying to drive more resources to the nonprofits, just like such as Vocal New York. And then at 4 o'clock, Vocal New York had a vigil. I didn't go to the vigil.
You know, I can
Somebody,
I can kind of see like the point to 632 myself. Like I have to agree that I have to tell you, like, admit that I'm not necessarily I see the problems with it as well, but I do see like some because the thing is that when we look at like Newburgh, New York, right? The thing
mm-hmm,
is that they have a prison up there, and we have a poor population, and the thing is that the people with a prison, right, with a prison, those problems, are really, right. So I understand with a landlord, right, you don't want to have sex or just people with criminal background period in your neighborhood, right, because it's beyond just sex crimes; it's also just all crimes, right? Which if you're a criminal, that's no good, right? But the thing is that where are these criminals going to end up? Because it's not like they're just going to disappear, what's going to happen is that they're going to become concentrated within certain neighborhoods that honestly are kind of planned, right? And that they're pushed into communities which are already struggling, and these are communities that are actually planned for failure and planned to be, you know, that's really where I end up a lot of times, right, with the outcasts. So the homeless community, right, has to deal with it, right, in a patched off area. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Yeah, because the people who, right,
sure.
the only people who are going to actually rent to these people are the people that have, financially, they have no other choice, or they have to accept these kinds of problematic people. And then what happens is the poor people have to absorb all, right, additional burdens. Just because
Yeah,
you're
you're
poor
right.
doesn't mean that you have to have a criminal, right, be surrounded by criminals. That's what happens, though.
Yeah. So yeah, you're right. So what happened? Yeah, let's say about vocal, and then
Also,
later on they had a visual. Huh? Yeah,
also
we
what
go.
happens is that, it also unstabilizes society to an extent, because when you look at public housing, you're not allowed to move in if you have felonies. So how many
Hmm.
girls, right, are right, and it goes both ways, right? Maybe this is sexist to an extent, but I know a lot of dudes with prison records that are staying with their girl in public housing. This is very common,
Hmm.
yeah? And the
Yeah.
dude's not legally living there, and then this creates a power differential, right, where the girl has the power, and there's all kinds of other shenanigans going on. People find a way, right? Even if you allow them or not, they're gonna find a way to get into those spots anyways.
Hmm.
Yeah, so
So
I'm
going
not
back.
mad at. The thing is that we need to have a comprehensive solution that doesn't just say, "Oh, you know what, f you, somewhere else, anywhere else, but not here." Right? That's a
Hmm.
short-term solution, because if you do that, right, those people are gonna appear in your place with much more, um, you know, I would say a dangerous mindset, where they see that you're just going to throw them away, so they got to come and live in your situation by any means necessary, by any right, yeah, and that's where I end up a lot. A lot of people try to dump me, get rid of me, you know what I mean, and then I just turn up, and then now they have a problem.
Yeah. So going back to this, yeah, you're right. You're correct. So going back to this, so later on at 4 o'clock, they had a visual. Boca New had a visual the same day at 4 o'clock. It had Monique Chen, the Waterman. She stayed a Sem member. They had Alexa Libas and they had Sandy Nurse as a council members, right? So during that vigil, they had Douglas Powell. Remember the guy that was talking bad about Asian people? He was there standing next to them. It got viral. Everybody got mad because how the fuck you gonna take you guys seriously, and you saying you want all this money from our taxpayer money
Right, the problem
from our
isn't necessarily that he said it, but the problem is that no one, including city council members, had anything to say about it. It was normalized. So the
yeah.
thing is, right, yeah, someone can say some crazy stuff. That's cool, right? Yeah, because I mean, it's not necessarily good, but you can't, right? There's going to be someone saying some crazy stuff. But when everybody says that's okay, that's a problem. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
And they let this guy run around the state like it's all good. And then this guy had a nerve to bring his fat ass all the way up to stand next to the members of the city council and the organization, stand there with his vocal New York hoodie on, the fucking nerve to put his vocal hoodie on and stand next to them, act like it's all good. And they had a nerve to take photos of it and try to make like it's all normal and stuff like that, and just worry about the death of the guy. Yeah, we care about Jordan Neely, but don't fucking insult intelligence to not say we don't see this that Douglas Powell guy did with you guys, the sex offender, racist sex offender. So don't shoot us in the foot with this. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like whatever with that. They just want to find ways to make some money for their nonprofit and move fuck on. And that's the thing with them. They don't care. They see this guy as a cash cow for him, and that's it for them, and that's it. And they don't care about. They never care about the guy. The elected officials never care about them either. They never did. They will give a guy like him the time of the day. So I'm gonna end this topic like that. I know we could be born to people all day. We got more topics to talk about right now, and let's go forward.
Let me,
You
yeah,
know?
before we move to the next topic, let me just check the chat right quick to see if any of our audience has anything to say on this particular topic. This is actually a really good episode, man. Yeah, appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, just check. Oh, we got 4 people watching. That's actually kind of a high right there. Let me
The elected
help put
officials
this
never
on.
care about.
Okay, we have official people Party USA. Oh, he said quite a bit. Ed, you don't have to sell me on his co-host. Yeah, you don't have to sell me on his co-host. He has his head on right, from what I could tell. Thanks a lot, Jim. Jim, by the way, is my friend from Texas, and we will actually be talking more about. I'll be doing a show with him soon to talk about what's going on in Texas and Austin. There's quite a bit of activity. Um, so Jim is talking about I need multi-streaming software. That's true. XSplit and Streamlabs. Okay, thank you very much. Brian Talk ahead mopping his asset for Intel. Christopher Leon Johnson is I see him in the chat. Yeah.
That's
So
me.
shout out to Jim Engel and the rest of you. If you guys have anything questions that you have right on this topic or others, right? Please feel free to interact. I will be checking it as we finish up certain topics. Yeah. Okay. So wow, there's so much going on. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Where do I even start? Yeah. You want to choose the next topic or you want to jump it out there?
You go. It's your show.
Okay. So no doubt. Actually, I want to bring a highlight to this is AAPI month, and I can't make it out to everything. I am burned out. In fact, I'm barely holding on to like the few projects that I do have. Oh, shout out to Cafecito Break. Ooh, what's up? Yeah, we'll have him
Yeah,
on the
what's up?
show hopefully soon. Yeah, you know Cafecito?
Yeah. Oh, shout out to Cappuccino Break. By the way, we can talk about this right now. I hope that this thing gets fixed before the parade. Cappuccino got banned from the Puerto Rican Day Parade because of their
Yeah.
views. I think it's bullshit. I think that's coming. I think if it's a nonprofit, I think that's the reason why. Because nonprofits they play that game. Parades are political. Some people don't understand. Parades are real political. Usually, the elected officials have the stronghold with the organization that runs the parade, and they threaten them with funding. Like, oh, if you had this person here with you guys, we're going to stop funding you guys. We won't march. We will do this. We'll do that. So I think that's probably what happened with them. I think El Grito gets government funding. I think they get paid by the government, especially with elected officials. But I think they're based in Sunset Park to be exact. And Sunset Park is more of like a progressive enclave in Brooklyn. It's like if you're not progressive, you're not going to win. Like the only people that got away with it was Iwan Chu, and Lester Chang. Iwan Chu got her seat designed for her, but majority of the time, when if you were a state senator, but I think that district where I don't know my read, but it just it just like it's a progressive enclave over in Sunset Park. The park called Sunset Park. It's funny that they named the neighborhood after the park, right? There's a thing that happens every Sunday. I think it's going to happen in 2 hours. It's called Plaza Tantanov. It's like a marketplace. I don't know who runs a marketplace, but it's a marketplace that I think the little people that come out and sell stuff, they can sell things and etc. But they get a lot of heat with the Parks Department, and NYPD is just doing their job. I don't think they should be doing it, enforcing police and poverty, but they're kicking people out. They're arresting people for fucking vending. I mean, I don't know really, but it's crazy. But shout out to Cappuccino Brave for watching the show. I really appreciate it. And you know, but it's crazy about how they treating the predecessors.
Yeah, we should.
When
By the way, Cafecito, put in if you have like a petition or something like that to help your cause. I would definitely sign that. They shouldn't be using when we take a look at Biden, right? And the fact is that they said that we don't need Latinos to win this race, and they straight up, treated Latinos very. It's wrong. So the fact of the matter that there's people who want to bring that up or fight for their political relevance, right? That's so. You can't just shut up one side for your. There's some people in charge of the parade once again that are playing the little corrupt game. Screw them. You know what I mean?
hmm
And when that event goes
yeah,
down, maybe I have something to do once on that day. Maybe we roll out and support and
yeah, but I think they
march
should march. I
alongside
mean,
to the side or something. We'll figure something out, right?
yeah, I think they should march just to be able to perform. It's just disgusting because it's like there's a lot of organizations down there. You can tell they're the problem, especially Uprose. I think you heard of them. Uprose is a
I
big
actually,
nonprofit.
just so you know, I used to work for Uprose. Isn't that funny? More than 20, 30 years ago. I had a short time working for Uprose. Elizabeth
But
Young Pierre.
it's a well-known
I didn't know what was
organization.
going on at the time.
They
Yeah?
get a lot of government funding, and people on the internet call their asses out. Even the employees or ex-employees of that organization, they get called out a lot. They even block everybody that goes against them. So they block part. There's a block party organization. Not talking they whole block party, but they block everybody that talks against them. They make it clear that we block motherfuckers. We don't care. I
Let's
mean,
see what's up. Yeah, I do remember Elizabeth,
he'll be
so
calling up
yeah.
like if you down with the progressive movement and you start like mainly more like the more like hardcore, you start on some up orgs like Uprose and El Puente and Liz Mateca, La Camilla, Make the Road New York. Nights for Workers, New York Community Change. Just a number of these organizations, they play that little game of being a problem with the nonprofit sector that have another thing about Jordan, going back to Jordan Neely, of why he's dead. Because of organizations, they have the ability to helping guys like Jordan Neely out, but they won't because they wouldn't push the agenda. And the way it is, if you're a little person that's trying to get help, they would not help you unless you're ready to push the agenda for them. If you're
Mm-hmm.
not ready to push the agenda, don't waste your time because all they're gonna do is treat you like shit and give you some paperwork, core resources, or referrals to other nonprofits that they work with. So you're going back to this little vicious, little warped cycle. It's fucking disgusting. So
Yeah.
that's the thing. But that's the thing about them. But shout out to Complete Break because they do some good work. They
All right.
talk the mandates and stuff like that all the time. And I really love it. I love the hustle. I love the coverage. So,
Okay.
but yeah, those nonprofits are crooked, especially the ones in Sunset Park. They are fucking corrupt as hell.
So
Like, God.
yeah, so going back to actually your work, right? This week, I once again I can't make it to everything, right? I am just completely overworked. But you actually covered some Asian American, or it seemed to be Asian American related
Oh yeah, Asian
candidate forums or
American.
something, debates.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's
So
up? Yeah.
recently, I think what today is the 13th, the
Mm-hmm.
13th of this month. Now there was a forum that was held yesterday evening. I should invite you out. Next time I will invite you out. There's one the 1st of June, hosted by Asian APA voice. We'll talk about this other topic later because I had a we'll talk about this after we can about the casino stuff like that because I'm gonna try to help that person out with the casino stuff with Albury going against Albury and Moya. So recently, yesterday there was a candidates forum in Brooklyn called the Brooklyn Candidates Forum held by the Asian Wave Alliance. The Asian Wave Alliance is ran by Yatin Chu. It was founded by her and Phil Wong. Now, that organization helped get Lester Chang into the state assembly over Peter Abity Jr. Peter Abity Jr. was a 40-year, 4 decade term elected official in that district. He got voted out with the help of Asian Wave Alliance. So a lot of people now going for them for their endorsement because they helped get Lester Chang in a blue district, a Republican in a blue district. So we all know what this is about. Now, yesterday you had the two council districts that have an Asian population, which is the 43rd district that covers little part of Dyker Heights, Bensonhurst, Sunset Park, Borough Park, but main core is Bensonhurst. Main core is Bensonhurst is the district. Now, that debate featured the 43rd was Susan Zwang, um, Vito LaBella, who's Republican, Ying Tan, who's Republican, Susan Zwang is Democrat, Stanley Nig, he's Democrat, and Yi Chan. Yi Chan is a Democrat, but she did not show. Now, what's going on in the 43rd district is they designed that district for Wiley Chan. Now, yesterday, Wiley Chan said they said that Wiley Chan didn't show up because Wiley Chan didn't show up because she had a schedule conflict. I call it bullshit because she knew what that organization is about and she didn't want to answer the questions. There's a big thing that's going on in that district with Wiley Chan. She don't even live in she doesn't even live in Brooklyn. She lives in Flushing, Queens. Now, what they try to do for her is get her in that seat. So Homecrest Community Services, which is a nonprofit, they deal with the senior centers, so they come the de facto middle person of who gets discretionary funding in that district, just to make them richer. So if you want to get discretionary funding, you got to go through Homecrest to get discretionary funding.
Just one thing I
So you
want
got
to just add in here right at this point, yeah. Now, some people might. Now, I've worked for these organizations, right? Like I mentioned, was it Uprose? These I've worked for some of these other affiliated groups, yeah. And the thing is, I'm gonna tell you right now that some of you guys weren't aware of it until you saw it on what's that Veritas, Project Veritas. But there was actually a study about how they go into these senior centers like Homecrest, right? And it's a big place for vote manipulation, all kinds of shenanigans. Now, there's another group called New York Audit, which is actually they have some algorithm. They said they've revealed that that there's over a million, like 1.5 million weird things going on with the voter registration data. And when you hear about when you hear about Homecrest, right, and you hear about senior stuff, this is a recurring theme. If you look at the Bushwick Senior Center, which is now what is it
Riseboro.
called? What's it?
Riseboro.
Riseboro, right? Yeah. You'll see at their annual event. You can look this up yourself. In fact, I'll flash it on the screen. Look at who appeared at their latest event, right? An event group that was formerly known for corruption, the Attorney General Letitia James. The amount of, how are you going to press charges against an organization that has, the Attorney General speaking at their annual event, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's not really doable. So the thing is that when you hear the word senior center, and then you hear
Mm-hmm.
like not for profit or groups going on around there, all
Yeah.
your alarm bells about corruption and and about vote manipulation should be going off immediately. Immediately,
Yeah.
yeah. This is a recurring event. I'm seeing that their thing went down to annual gala. Let me just see if I can say their gala. Or Gala 22. I'm flashing it on the screen. Let's see if they posted who Blackstone. Who are these Wells Fargo, Hudson Housing Capital? You can see right who's donating to this event and this thing, and you can see the problems right there. No commercial media is going to talk about this. I just flashed it on the screen. It's definitely worth looking into. We might even have a whole episode dedicated to dicing that whole thing up. So thank you so much for outlining the problems with this organization. What do you call it? Watercrest or something?
Homecrest.
Homecrest,
So
yeah.
Homecrest,
This is yeah,
they do a lot of vote fraud and shit like that. You know what I'm talking about. The
yeah.
senior centers are known for vote fraud.
They're
So
not
they
supposed to do
try.
electoral work. Their whole job, their funding is dependent on who's in power. How can they not? Okay, stop playing yourselves. Oh, the law says. Oh, the paper says. You all
Fuck
want
the
to
law.
smack fools for real. They believe like that. That like the people are following the rules. Get the
Hell no. Nonprofits
people
never
have no.
follow the rules. Now
No.
we'll talk about this right. Yeah, we'll talk about this right now about nonprofits
Yeah, go ahead.
and politics. Now, what happens is when you're a nonprofit and you want government money, you gotta get political. Getting political means you gotta get these people elected, knocking on doors, let them speak at your events, give them certain things, and in return, if the person get elected, they pay you back, they pay the nonprofit back in discretionary funding. Now, organizations like Homecrest, they do a lot of political work. They do a lot of they're not supposed to, but they do a lot of political work. And it's a way you do political work in your nonprofit without yourselves getting in trouble for it. Now, if you have an event, and let's say you have an event outside on the block, and they rent out they get the parks department to rent out the stage. You can rent a stage from the park, so like a certain amount of money you can rent a stage like a mobile stage. Now, if you only see certain people speaking at that event, there's a reason why they let certain people speak at the event, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's always a reason why, especially elected officials. You
Mm-hmm.
got to understand stuff right now, people. Like if there's only one person that is that's like the incumbent speaking at the event, is a reason. They are engineering that person to the masses that are there. And don't let the free food, don't let the free book bags and the hula hoops and the basketballs fool you. That's just to pacify you. And then once they pacify you, they easily can pass you on to the politician because they're like, oh, this person is going to do it for you guys if they get into city council or state assembly or state senate or Congress. So you got to support this person, right? And it's always you always got to hear the speech. Always got to hear. That's like myself. I like to document it. I like to record it. So just in case they can't say they never said it like that, or I know what they said, I can go back and read what they said, hear what they said, and understand like, yo, this is what they're doing here. This happens at every event possible. Every organization does it. If you don't want to be political, if you are not political, no politics can come out and support you. That's the game here. You know, so that's what you got to say. Homecrest is known for this stuff. Homecrest is one of the biggest organizations in Brooklyn that is known for being political, being real political. So this is what going in the 43rd district, like I said, is that this person that really runs Homecrest is named Don Yee. He and Justin Brandon forced Wiley Chant to run for the city council. Now, like I said, the goal of Homecrest and Justin Brandon is to have Wiley Chant win the city council race in the general election. Hopefully, she'll lose if Susan Zane don't win and Wiley Chant go to the general election. Hopefully, Wiley will lose against Vito Labella or Ying Tan. But if Wiley Chant gets in, John Yee's gonna be making a lot of money off of what we challenge doing because if you want discretionary money, you got to go pay off Don Yee to get some discretionary money from YB Chan. So he gonna make money off of the people that want that help.
So wait, you
That's the thing.
identified Susan Zhuang of being like kind of establishment-y, right? Yeah.
She's
So
not. I don't think she's
look, no one's
establishment.
perfect.
I don't think she's establishment. I'm talking about YB Chan. She's establishment.
Okay, yeah. Well, they're different. They might be different arms of the establishment, right?
Yeah.
But what do you think? Like I have my own reservations about the whole New Leaf Democrats and what's going on there. I'm quite like nervous about it, but
Yeah.
I'm going to give them a chance. By the way, I invite them on this show, right? Why you riding? Why you running? Why you hiding? You know what I mean? Y'all know me from the time, and I'm an honest guy. I just want to have a conversation and see what's going on, right? Yeah. Okay. So certain things are being overlooked, right? But either
Mm-hmm.
way, I know Susan wasn't really involved with a lot of that stuff. That's the ground person speaking. I'll leave that alone. Yeah. But actually, I think AFI has another one coming up this week, Monday or Tuesday. I'm
Yeah.
trying to get myself, Theo, and Stephen Lee to go there and to ask some questions about why they're not addressing our concerns and to maybe that might be an exciting time. Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know if anybody wants to come check that out, but
Yeah.
the Asian American issues behind the
Mm-hmm.
scenes, I have been addressing things. And one person I want to ask you about it as well. I think you saw them there, Bernard Chow.
Yeah.
You
He
said
was
he was
there.
at the event,
Yeah. He was there.
but he's running for office, but he didn't get to participate. That's a little weird.
No, I don't think it was a time for it. It was only for 43rd and 47th.
Oh, it was only for
We did the
okay.
43rd, so now the 47th district that covers Bay Ridge, Dyker, Little Park, Dyker Heights, Sea Beach, Seagate, Benson, Little Park, Ocean Parkway. There's a lot of areas. Mainly the big core is Bay Ridge. Now that district is a heavy district. It's a controversial race. Um, Justin Brannon is a Democratic nominee. He's going to win it unopposed for his side. But there's a Republican primary that's on the 27th of this next month between Ari Kagan, who's technically the incumbent of the district because his number is the incumbent, um, Avery Payara, and her name is Anna Belafonte de Force. So there's a three-way race between those three, and whoever wins is going to become Republican nominee. Now, there's a big thing of everybody trying to get rid of Justin Brannon out of that seat. Brannon did enough damage to himself and enough damage to that district to say that he don't deserve the job. That's my opinion about Justin Brannon. Brannon is arrogant. He's smug. He's down with the developers. He's down with big business. He's down with everything that's wrong with New York City. He's down with the aristocrats. He thinking that he act like he's for the people because, oh, I have these tattoos. He had these tattoos and he sings in our punk band, but that don't mean shit. It doesn't mean anything at all. It's just fucking smoke and mirrors. So people are getting sick of Brandon's bullshit and they want this guy out. There's a big thing that's going on in City Hall right now. In City Hall, that people are saying in City Hall that Brandon does not want Ari Kagan to be the nominee for the Republican Party because he knows that if Kagan becomes a nominee, Brandon's fucking done. Because everybody loves Kagan. Kagan is a good guy. Kagan actually fought against the casinos. We'll get into casinos after this because this I want to talk about. He fought against the casino. He fought against certain developments. He fought to have the war-based houses back into his district, right? They fought to have war-based houses back in his district. War-based houses is a big project in Coney Island. They were trying to put it into some other district, but they put it back in his district. So he's a real fighter for his community. And he will pull it off in November because enough people get sick of Brandon's bullshit. Yesterday at the forum, Kagan got the most love at the forum. He had a lot of people out for him. Small room, overflow room. Everybody was up there for the guy. So he's well loved. I love the guy. He's a good man. He's a good elected official. And I know November, if he comes Republican nominee, he's going to bring it home in November. So that's my opinion with that. Now let's go to this another talk about the casinos
Whoa,
because this
whoa,
is what I
whoa.
want to talk about right now.
Before we jump onto the casinos, which I do think is very relevant to the AAPI community for a number of reasons, okay? But the thing is that at the event, the debate that they had there, whatever, right? Yeah. What did they talk about? What were like, because I didn't get to go
Oh,
there.
they was talking about crime. They were talking about bail reform. Not bail reform was the state map. They were talking about crime and they were talking about defunding the police and when you lead the progressive caucus. They was
Now,
talking about
When they talk about Asian, did they get to Asian American issues at all?
Really not that much. Not that much as a thing. I didn't really hear that much because it was just it was live stream, it was recorded, and it was so many people I was able to be in the room. So.
We have not learned right yet. Now this is AAPI month, we have not learned to really handle our own issues, right? And the fact of the matter is that
Yeah.
we've got to start getting more involved, even within the politician framework class. You can see that they are just following the status quo. They don't really know. They're not really struggling as hard. Now you see this new thing come about Asian American Native Hawaiian Pacific Islander. Wait a minute, isn't Hawaii inside of the Pacific? Isn't Hawaii a Pacific island? But somehow they're trying to change the terms. I never even agreed with the term Asian in the first place, right? Yeah, some people
Hmm.
outside of our community are deciding, right, what's right for the right. Who decided was ANHPI? Like now, who decided, right? Yeah, did they ask the Asian?
Yeah.
Did they even consult with us, right? Yeah, I don't think so. So what's going on, right, with this? Even within these politicians, right? A lot of them, middle class, right? They're not really they got to be somebody, right? So there can't be that much Asian American discrimination, right? Or are they really
Hmm.
pushing the angle on any format? Doesn't really sound like it. And once again, I encourage you to go take a look at whatever footage is on. I don't know how much he was allowed to, and I'll go and do an analysis. But that's another reason why they try to not invite me to these events or tell me about these things. They want to create a new framework or their own framework of Asian American activism without people pushing the envelope, without people asking real questions, such as myself.
Oh yeah, they won't. Like especially with Michelle Go, I'm like, yeah, it's just crazy. I think they did because it's a more of a moderate conservative organization that was there yesterday. So
Hmm.
they will push the envelope, but I don't think they push it that much. I'm not here to say I love them, but I mean, and it's a form, and they trying to see who gets what. But it's just what it is. I totally understand it. I mean, I got to see what the replay they have
And
replay.
one of the things that could really convince them to do this, right, because on their natural front, right, they want to stand for Asian Americans to an extent as much as they can understand it. But oh my God, you introduce a casino, right, millions of dollars, and all of a sudden, right, that could fund their campaign, that could help them win, that could make them lose, right, other things like that. You got a big issue going on. So this is a great segue, right, because they're planning on building and flushing all this other stuff. Why don't you tell me a little bit more about the casino as you understand it?
So what's going on with casino? Because somebody asked me to help. I said I'll help them out because this is really serious. I told him I'll help him out. I mean, I can't really get in details of who asked me this stuff, but we had the pre-show. But somebody asked me to help him out with the casino stuff. I said I'll help him out. I'll see what I can do. I'll find a way to get that casino shut down with my power. What I can do. I'm a community board 8 members. I'll find a way, especially in Flushing. So what's going on with the casino situation? So what's going on is they have there's a big thing about the state handing out the license to have a casino in New York City. I think they only gonna hand out 2 licenses
Yeah, there's already
for
one
New
that
York.
exists, correct?
I think so. I think there's one in I don't know. I think there's one in
I've been to it.
yeah, resorts in Howard Beach.
Yeah,
Now, so
there's one
they
already.
want to hand out one. They want to hand out one more. So everybody's trying to fight for that casino. So the people that are lobbying, they are paying a lot of money to get the license because it's gonna make them more money in return. So what's going on is in Flushing, there's a certain area in Flushing where the area is public land. So Arbery knew the trick. He found a loophole to say try to make it where you can only build a casino on public land. So the law, he trying to make a law to make it like you have to build a casino on public land. So people in the district are pissed off. They are fighting it. They are really fighting it, and they are trying to get this pushed. The Aubrey and the developers want this to happen because if this bill get passed in the state chambers and it gets signed by the governor, you're only going to be forced to build a casino on public land. So who do you think will get the contract? Who's going to benefit out of it? Albury and the other elected officials. That's why they're quiet about the situation because they know it's about the money that's being made in return, the money they'll get out of it if this gets built on that public land. So there's a big fight right now. The people in Flushing, they have the right to fight for that. They have the right to fight for that cause. Um, they should. They better not give up because there's a rumor that the state senator Jessica Ramos will make an interest bill to have it in the state senate level. There's a rumor. I'm not trying to say it's true. There's a rumor about Jessica Ramos going to put a casino, want to do the same thing in the state senate level. I hope that she doesn't do it, but most likely she will because of the union. She's a labor chair. She's the chair of labor, and the union is going to make a big benefit out of that casino, especially if they build a casino like the Carpenters in Local 79. So of course that they will coerce her to build that to put a bill in the state senate level because it would benefit the unions. Now, the thing about unions is they could be corrupt too. Unions could be real corrupt. And I think people that's in the union movement, they know that the big time labor unions like the Carpenters, Local 79, Dr. BJ, the Hotel Trades Gaming Commission, they're part of that because it's gaming. So of course the unions like the whole HTC will benefit out of that casino. So of course you can tell it's in the pudding that most likely Ramos have a big interest in the bill for the state senate to have built in public domain on public land, only on public land. So that's a thing. You know what I'm saying? So
That makes sense,
it's
man.
crazy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's oh well.
So,
Yeah. Pretty wild, man. Yo, so the also just so you know, the building in Flushing, the Chinese community, which they're very large out there, they have a
mm-hmm.
long history with gambling and stuff like that. I think that they're trying to be harvested as a new revenue source, and I think it's pretty sad. So I'm not saying that they shouldn't be allowed to gamble. If they want to gamble, let them do it amongst themselves. Yeah, they already do it like quite heavily. You don't need to
Oh,
bring in a
by the
big
way,
commercial
guys,
to make
yeah,
money off of them.
it's real disgusting. This is NYS. Let me Google my Google once I get NYS gambling, because I know gambling is
Vice.
gambling is disgusting. Gambling addiction. I'm trying to say
Yeah,
something.
they already take it. They already use those. Already see the scratch junkies at the counter, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I hate that shit. I
Yo,
hate it. Trust me, I don't have a lot of money and I get money. Sometimes I want to do it, but I don't do it because it's not worth it. I'd rather take my dollar and buy a Coca-Cola with that than gamble
yo, here's
because
here's just another. Just I'll tell you like God's truth fact. Okay. Look, I've worked at one of those kiosks before. Ask your friend if they ever worked in one of those. Yeah.
mhm,
When you keep selling those cards and you see one card not hit for a while, you know that card's gonna hit soon. You know what I mean? So
mhm,
you be taking them and you be rubbing them out and you be winning. You know what I mean? So I'm
yeah,
telling you right now that if you think that you're gonna go to the counter, right? Yeah, and get that, you know what I mean? There's already someone who's already watching the thing and they already kind of like taking their cut. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
yeah, so like you're really not
Casinos,
playing even a fair game even at that point. You know what I mean?
yeah, casinos are rigged, guys. Casinos are rigged. That's how they stay in business.
That's their
They're
job. That's
rigged
their business. They're gonna
in
do it.
business,
Yeah,
and they
it's
rig
gonna
it.
happen.
The point is, you'll never win. You will never win at the slots, and you will never win at the table.
And
Now,
if
the
it's not
table,
one dude doing it, it's another dude doing it. If it's not that dude doing it, there's a whole chain of people that are in the service of creating that value for you, and each one of them is incentivized to do the same thing. Take your money.
yeah.
Yeah.
Now, the thing about casinos, how it can get corrupt, especially, I don't think you get that resource world because it'll be too controversial. This is a new one, but the way they make money and they'll always take money they'll always win. You gotta be careful of the bad faith actors that try to entice you to fucking keep on playing, because that's what they do. You win blackjack. Let's say you go at the table, like you go to the table and like shooting craps, and you win $10,000. Now, majority of the time, I win 10,000. I'll stop. Out of 10,000, I'll stop. Now, they don't want you to leave with $10,000 because they lose money off that. Now, what they'll do is they'll get their little bad faith actors to be around you and entice you to play, keep on playing, and then it will go up 30,000. You might win 50,000. Hell, it might win six figures that time. But eventually, because you're so under peer pressure, you're gonna lose your money.
Do you know
You're
about the
going.
Chinese community and their relationship to gambling?
I don't know.
Yo, it's deep, man. It's real deep. The fact they're putting in Flushing, you could if you watch a lot of movies, if you just even Google, I'm sure things will pop up. The Chinese and gambling have been a long time association, long time. Yeah, they're really trying to take advantage of that culture, just straight up. That's what I
Yeah,
think.
gambling ruins lives, guys. Gambling ruins relationships. You see how a lot of people that have all that money in the rap in the sports world, they lose they all earnings because of gambling. And just remember, if they have gambling, that type of gambling, sports betting will be in New York State eventually, and I think it's already in New York State. But I don't know. Mostly
That's called
sports betting.
OTB.
Hmm?
OTB.
Yeah, but mainly like talk about like DraftKings,
Or
like
DraftKings. Okay.
DraftKings type. But mostly that'll be in the state of New York. And what do you think will happen after that? Where you have all the cronies out there trying to rig the games, rigging games, and forcing players to rig games
Yeah.
because it makes them.
Like if people want to
So
gamble, I think
gambling,
it's okay, but for the government to make money off of it, right? Yeah, I think it starts to become problematic, right? The
yeah,
government's
real
supposed to be
problem.
in the general good and in the interest, right?
Hmm.
That's you're using come on, you know what I mean? You're creating a lot of problems. You need to really, do
So
better,
you
way
guys,
better.
break this down right now. That's why we're on Google. If you guys have a gambling addiction, please seek help. The website is oasas.gov.ny.gov and look for gambling. You can call the 24/7 hope line at 1-877 that 8 and HOPENY. So it's again is you could text Hope NY to 467-369. I say text Hope New York to 467-369 or call 1-877-8 Hope NY if you have a gambling addiction. And that's real serious. Real serious. You know?
Yeah, man. Yo, in terms of like, sometimes people with addictions, it's just something you live with, you know what I mean? And it can always
Mm-hmm.
come back at any time. It's always like just right there for you, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, um, a lot of times the money goes towards paying like these professionals, like these doctors and stuff, who really don't make a lot of difference, to tell you the truth. Um, that's a tough one, yeah, because it's related to your money and stuff, yeah. Like once they have the
Mm-hmm.
money, they're gonna want to play with it more. But sometimes, right, if they start to feel better about other things going on in their life, they don't really have to really focus on, these kind of desperate games here, yeah. I think really gambling is more a game for the poor than the rich, right? Rich people,
Yeah.
gamble too, but I think the poor are incentivized in a different way.
Yeah.
Like they play it more, yeah. It's pretty sad. It is what it is, yeah. I've been really desperate, yeah, and just bought a lotto ticket just in case. Yeah, it's not good.
Yeah. No.
Not really proud of those
It's not worth
moments.
it.
It
It's
happens,
not
yeah.
worth
And
it
it
at all.
wasn't. It wasn't, yeah. But oh well. Anyways, yeah, we're going some dark places. Anyways, let's bounce from the gambling addictions and stuff like that. And you know, I know a lot of times that they do the gambling on the reservations. What about the? Are there any native lands that they're talking about that exist here in New York City?
I don't think so.
No? Interesting. Okay. All right. So, look, there's other interesting things going on besides, in the AAPI community. Another thing is that I'm going to point out. I've been doing some interactions with Namjin Woo. Oh, we talked about that earlier, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
Bright
we did. We
Rim.
did.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see what else. Oh, this. I think. Do you know about the AFI uh, debate that's coming up? I think it's on Tuesday, something like
No, no,
that.
no. Where's it gonna be at? Because I'll probably go.
Oh yeah. Okay. Let me take a look. Yeah, I'll look it up right now. I'm thinking about going for real. Yeah.
Go. Wait.
Okay, maybe we'll start work in the future, but they'll be like, oh, I didn't know, I didn't see anything. It's mad annoying. Okay, let's see. I'm bringing up in a different thing. I will share the screen in a moment. Oh, it's Thursday. Okay. Oh yes. Yo, we're gonna have a team up, man. I love it when every time we've gotten together, man, crazy things have happened. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you might want to check it out live, or you might want to, okay, you see this right here? It says they have
Yeah. I
a
see it.
candidate forum in District 43. They're having it on Thursday, June 1st.
Oh, that's not that far.
It's going to be at Park Asia, 6521 9th Avenue, Brooklyn. Who's going to be
Mm-hmm.
there? Susan Stanley Ng, Y.E. Chan, and Vito Labella. I think there's a chance that Y.E. Chan shows up for this one. What do you think? It's by
Yeah, I think she
APA
will.
Voice.
It's gonna be a lot of media. It's a city, New York. There, it's gonna be a lot of media.
Yeah, is it City of New York? Do you know these groups?
The city NYC is a paper. It's
Oh,
gonna be a
yeah?
lot of people. I know that gonna be a lot of people there.
Yeah, I think there's a chance that, who is this white lady? Oh my God, I could have moderated. What the? Oh, these people, yeah? They're not looking out for an Asian brother, man. I'm telling you straight up, man. Yo, I'm telling you,
Yeah.
yeah? Why? How can you trust these people to make, right? You say it's about Asian Americans. Is it really? I want to know, yeah? What has this girl Gwen Hogan done? Besides, I don't know, yeah? Who knows? Let's look her up, yeah? Look, that's just me. But yeah, I should be going to that. Yeah, that
Yeah.
should be fun. By the way, I hope that you guys comment, right? Yeah, let me know if you have any questions or issues that you want brought up at the meeting. I encourage you to do it yourself. Okay, I will be there pushing my own issue. Who is Gwen Hogan? Okay. She wrote some articles. She's a former Gothamist reporter. Okay. She's an award-winning multimedia reporter. She won a Gracie Award. Wow. Okay, so she is. You ever heard of her? Gwen Hogan?
Yeah, I heard of it.
Oh,
Yeah.
really? Okay,
Mm-hmm.
CUNY School. Oh, look at this.
Yep.
Oh,
Well,
okay. That's
yeah.
pretty good. That's some investigative work. How'd she find out about that one? She's actually talking to poor people. That's a good sign. Okay. All right. Well, hopefully you do something interesting here. Yeah. That's cool. All right. She seems cool so far, but I don't trust a goddamn thing out here. Anyways, yeah. Okay. Let's go back to the. Stop sharing. Oh, am I sharing? Oh, I'm not sharing the screen. Am I sharing the screen? I don't think so.
Wait. I'm sorry, I was doing something else. I'm sorry. Yeah,
Okay.
you are. Thank you. Wait. You go. Wait. Go back. Wait. No, you're not. No, no,
Okay, no, I'm not. Okay, I'm taking a look. No, I'm not. Okay, my bad. All right, let's go on to okay, so here's some interesting stuff going on locally. The presidential elections are coming up soon. Some people have declared. Has RFK declared yet? I don't even know.
he did declare. He declared. I think he declared in Boston.
Okay. Theo Chino is off on some weird thing to try to make AOC the president, I think. He's always off on his weird campaigns. That's my boy, though. You know, what I mean, actually, there's a method to his madness, and hopefully we'll have him on soon to talk about it. Actually, I'm checking it out though. I got a lot of respect for this guy, so I think it's worth checking out.
Yeah.
Also, I think Trump is definitely running, and DeSantis and this lady from South Carolina, I forgot her name, and then also Biden declared. I saw the video, right? Um, you think that the Biden's gonna run uncontested in the Democrats?
I think he will.
Yeah.
I mean, RFK. I think that's another like. Is this his last grift? It's not but his last grift.
Yeah.
His last grift. Um,
He's a
I think
millionaire. He's
another.
from the Kennedy dynasty. Come on, come on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that the best you got?
Mhm.
Come on. Yeah.
I think
Inaccessible
that's his
guy.
last.
Yeah.
That was his last grift. His last grift. Uh,
We'll see. I might actually be around his people though. Like his issues kind of have some similarity. But the guy himself, I haven't seen him. He's not out here. Yeah. So what is he gonna
yeah.
know about this stuff?
Hmm.
That's what I want to know, right? Is he getting all his information from his managers? Yeah, that's real problematic. Yeah.
Hmm.
Anyways, so yeah, but do you think anybody else interesting will declare?
No, I don't think so. I think it's going to be Biden. And that's it. I think everybody's might as well go fight off in the Republican primary. Not on.
What do you? Okay. You've been following. I wonder if Andrew Yang is going to do anything. I heard about that Ford party. Maybe. Oh my God, so annoying. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, he better not try to do anything in New York City, man. Anyways, that'll be y'all could check that out. If he comes to New York City and I know about it, there's definitely gonna be pushback. I
Hmm.
guarantee it. Anyways, let's go to Oh wait. Talking about Asian Wave Alliance, right? Yeah. Are they still? What's going on with Asian Wave Alliance? Is
None
Asian
at
Wave
all.
Alliance Republican related?
Yeah, they are. They work with both sides. They work with both sides.
What is their priorities? What do you think?
I think it's to make sure Asian people are. It's to serve the Asian people.
Is Yatin Chu really?
They don't have a big voice. They really don't.
It's Yatin Chu's gig, right?
Yeah.
So it's
No, you
really
have to
her and
two.
her
Yeah, you have to
friends,
two. Yeah,
right? I'm
yeah,
not
it is.
mad
It
at
is.
that, right? Yeah,
It is.
respect to an Asian woman doing it out there, but I don't think I'm part of that clique, which I get it, but I'm probably a good ad, but yeah, I'm not tolerating none of this Andrew Yang nonsense. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
I'm gonna go for mine. That's it. I don't care. Yeah, but respect to what you're doing out there. You know what I mean? Hopefully we could do something soon. Anyways, I don't think I'm really the older conservative crowd. I'm not mad at conservatives, but like conservative Asians, like old school, they don't like young cats talking up. You know what I mean? They're old and
Hmm.
they get to run shit. Wrong,
Yeah.
motherfucker. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm not letting you do it. Yeah, I'm old. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
that young myself. I'm gonna have
Yeah.
to do my stuff.
Hmm.
All right. So also interesting coming up is thanks for outlining that out. Yeah. Now, I'm back in the third party space. There's some interesting things going on because of the presidential stuff as well. By the way, I want to shout out my in Pennsylvania, Philly, actually, Right the Wrong Coalition. I don't know if you saw the picture before with me and Vincent Moto and Chinchilla Jonesia. Actually, they just had a candidates forum. It was amazing. They had a bunch of mayoral candidates up there. That's actually a very important swing state. My man Jim Engels in the chat. He's representing Austin, Texas. I got a friend from Nevada, and we also have a friend from LA, actually Blexit right now. Shout out to Dean Powell. I think he's doing a lot of work here in New York. I'm reaching out to Blexits across the in California as well to see maybe we could have a discussion. I don't know if National's going to prove that. Probably not. Yeah, but it's just interesting to talk to these different figures. Now this presidential stuff is kicking off. A lot of political activities kind of ramping up, so it's pretty exciting. So the if we take a look at the Libertarians, I'm actually supposed to appear there, I think, on June 12th or something. Yeah, let me take a look at that. And I will actually try to talk about, mention you for a second, Chris. Yeah, I'll mention our work for sure. Yeah, I'm definitely
Yeah.
making a note to do that. I'm definitely a big fan of yours, and I definitely want to promote your stuff. Let's see. Um, so when is that happening? June 12th, I
Well,
think. Let me take a look. Now, if you actually follow, actually, I've been in quite a spat with Larry. There's actually a war going on behind the scenes. You see, it says, I don't blackball anyone. Oh, I'm not, am I sharing my screen with you? Let me share with you right now. You can
wait,
see
you want
some
to
of the
say?
communications that we've had. Okay. So he says all
Yeah.
shows are booked until June 12th, so we are the first guest for that day. Okay, so I got put on for June 12th. Okay. It's possible he doesn't know about what I'm doing, right? Yeah. But I don't know if you saw me like in recent videos where I've gone into this libertarian Slack. I can show you some Facebook discussion boards where the only posts right yet are someone promoting Larry's show and then me just dicing on the shit, like screaming about like how Larry's like sold out to freaking Jimmy Dore and stuff like that. And it's
Yeah.
impossible for people not to see my stuff. I also have read receipts from my mailing list that show that you know, that Larry's interacting with this stuff. So it's really there's no way out from for him to just say that. Oh, I didn't know about what you were talking about, Ed. Yeah, but he might try to play that. But all right, But I'll just talk about the issues right regarding the degradation of the third party space and how money interests right like Jimmy Dore. If I take a look at what
Hmm.
was that guy's name again? You mentioned earlier. I looked him up. He had like a five. Oh, we were trying to look up the guy from Vocal, right? Yeah. A lot of these people are millionaires, right? RFK, what's his net worth? Yeah. Okay.
Hmm.
Jimmy Dore, millionaire, right? Um, all these counterculture heroes Bob Avakian, yeah. How much money do you think he's worth?
I don't know, probably over $1 million.
Well, let's take a look. According to allfamousbirthday.com, his net worth. Let me share it on the screen with you. I know you're gonna put a big smile on your face right there. Okay. This communist,
Mhm.
okay, this people's man is according to All Famous Birthdays worth $5 million. Okay.
Yeah.
And what is he doing for actual people out here doing the actual work? Do you even see him on the ground? Do you see him doing stuff? Or is he kind of like you know, an aristocrat, like royalty or some crap, right? And it's not even his fault. It's his followers, you know what I mean? Y'all need to start demanding like actual work and production instead of just, oh, he had a great thought. Let's all blow him. Get out of here. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, where the freak is it? Uh, Look, you could Google it yourself. Oh, I'm showing it on the screen right now. Okay. Yeah, Bob
Hmm.
Avakian net worth $5 million. Okay. Yeah, isn't also he's a politician? Isn't also Jimmy Dore right and Medea Benjamin? Yeah. Let me just flash that on the screen one more time for y'all. Okay. Stop making these people the leader of these people's movements. Look at how he treats his own staff. Okay. $4 million. Okay. They're the low rent. These people are the horriblest. Yeah. Stop supporting these. These people get to be a part of the movement. Stop making them your leaders. Okay. There's a lot of problematic crap going on here. Yeah. Why do they own all exactly 5 million? That's weird, right? Yeah, they're like, it's some weird stuff, yo. Maybe that's the minimum payment that you got to pay people to get paid off to ignore the problems.
Hmm.
Yo, some sussy stuff. Yeah, what are they doing to earn their money? Writing books? Fuck out of here. Anyways, so I should be on the Larry Sharp soon. But the third-party space, the Independent Greens actually have also been hosting shows from the People's Forum. They're having these stuff online, and they're the thing is that Howie Hawkins, right? He's an old school cat. He doesn't want to lose the show to Nick Brana. Also, Nick Brana was really trying to poach off the Green Party in the beginning because a lot of people know. I know, like, you're not a big fan of Bernie Sanders, right? But a lot of
Mm-hmm.
people who are, right, they feel like Bernie Sanders should have gone into the Green Party and just left the Democrats completely and just started his own movement. And they think that he could have actually made something very interesting happen. However you feel about that, right? The fact of the matter is that he didn't. But the third party space, right, with Howie Hawkins now running the Green Party, he's been very
Yeah.
protective. And I don't know if you heard about like other complaints, right, from multiple sources over multiple years about how, the primary's run in a not really democratic way. You heard about that?
Oh yeah, they all do it. Even you mean like the Green Party primary? Yeah,
Yeah. So
nothing
now
like that.
there's
They make sure.
now there's an alternative resistance movement called the Independent Greens. Okay. And there's actually,
Yeah.
right, there's multiple independent Greens, which is some of them are supported, but most of them, the leadership especially, they're not hardcore activists. They sold out for the money. They sold out for the clout. Yeah. And I will
Yeah.
name names. Yeah, like Chris Wilson. Yeah, I'm sorry to say, bro, you went on the Jimmy Dore route. Yeah, sucker. You know what I mean? Who else, man? I'll call all y'all out. Yeah. Okay. Some of y'all are more real, and I've dealt with y'all in real life. I've got your names. I'll see you. You know what I mean? But most of the leadership has sold out for the money, the clout, and they're trying to run their own fiefdom. Okay, and
Mm-hmm.
it's led to a unique corruption within third-party space. This will be
Mm-hmm.
addressed by Ellen Larry Sharp's show for real. Okay, I told them that in the chat. Am I still streaming my chat right here? Do you see my screen?
Yeah. Maybe one second. One second.
Okay, I'll share that
Yeah.
link.
Yeah. Yeah. I see Bob Bacon birthday. Yeah, I see it.
Okay, so right here, I said maybe we'll see. I'll see what happens when we get to that point. I'm very cautious. Please change. I've been ringing the alarm about Nick Bond and the Jimmy Dore squad for some time now. This is likely to come up. See you then. Yeah? So I
Mm-hmm.
told him right there that's what's coming up. So I'll just say it's definitely coming up. I should probably send them back. I don't want to be too hard. I know I scare a lot of people, so I don't want to scare anybody. Let's see. Let's follow George Jorgensen. All right, so what's up, man? That's also interesting. Let's see what else.
There you go.
Checking the
Mm-hmm.
list here. Oh, well, also I had a recent interview with. I don't know if you've heard of something called Convention of States.
Never heard of it.
Okay. Well, the thing is that a lot of people, in order to get the change that they're looking for, they've kind of like given up on a lot of these establishment Democrats or Republicans helping them. They see them as two sides of the same coin. And now what happens is that there's an idea like you heard of Wolfpack?
You heard of it?
Okay, the idea is to try to add something to the Constitution to an amendment to the Constitution to stop Citizens United. Are you familiar with Citizens United?
Never heard of it either.
Okay. Citizens United states that corporations have the rights of people and therefore are entitled to free speech, and that there cannot be restrictions on that free speech, so they can give as much money as they want to campaigns.
Yeah.
Okay? So the thing is that there are people, and there is even establishment people who have signed on to support, right, fighting against Citizens United. But, so the thing is that, but Wolfpack has, not had like that much success. There's other groups that want to revise the Constitution in other ways, okay? Not just repealing Citizens United, but there's actually like Common Cause. There's another group called Move to Amend. There are multiple organizations with this kind of bent on stopping corporate corruption, which is a popular issue, okay? Now, Convention of States has actually more ties to the Republican Party if you look up the background, okay? But, you could think of them like maybe as like a right-wing version of, or red version. I wouldn't say right-wing, but maybe like red version. It's not really right-wing because they're also trying to amend the Constitution. Yeah? So they actually have 16 out of necessary 30, like 19 out of 32 states needed to actually provoke constitutional amendment. That's pretty close. That's more than halfway there. You know what I mean? So I think they have
Yeah.
a good shot. So that's an interesting project that I'm also working with. I should be attending something on June 4th. They're having an event
Yeah.
here in New York City. So I do look forward to being there. Let's see. Okay, my man, we were talking about my man Theo Chino, and he's running for city council. against, I think, Sean Abreu. Yeah?
Teotihuacan.
Yeah. But I think that you mentioned, once I started talking about Theochino, right, he's a long shot to win anyways, yeah, but then you started talking about Espiats. Is something interesting going on with Espiat and that whole thing?
Espaillat, like Sean is from Espaillat. Sean's Dominican, Espaillat Dominican, so it just what it is with that. You know what I mean?
Okay. Interesting. Okay. Well, Theochino is actually Dominican as well, kind of, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he has some kind of association there. I'm not really sure exactly what's going on. Okay. Also want to shout out Joanne Acevedo. I think she's also affiliated with a group called 700 Democrats. Have you
Yeah,
ever? Oh, do you know about them?
never heard of him. Never heard of him.
There's a guy named Kelmy Rodriguez. Have you ever heard that guy?
Never did.
Okay. Well, they're their own group, and Joanne Acevedo apparently she is having some problems with. She said her one of her relations actually was stopped by the police, so that's something that's getting looked into. I'm still looking into that myself. I'm already overworked at this point. By the way, shout out to Kay Marie from National Action Network. I know that she has her court case in 2 days,
Yeah.
and I really haven't been able to even cover that issue yet because I've been working on these other topics. So that's how packed up I am. So sorry, yeah, but I'm wishing you the best, Kay Marie, and uh, National Action Network. I appreciate if you could, she's one of your, I think, leaders. So y'all should be helping her. We'll see. Yeah, interesting.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah.
So, anything else coming up for you this coming week?
Nothing else really at all. I mean, it's like this week is gonna be probably a light week. Tomorrow there's gonna be a few rallies. I gotta attend, but other
Okay.
than that, that's all. You know?
Now, also last week I talked about going to talk to the Nation of Islam, right? Yeah, for a discussion about right the AAPI issues and their take on it. But I didn't actually quite make it over there. Unfortunately, um, one thing that made me hesitate was I heard that I still got to talk to them, and I'll invite them to the rally with and it's not really contingent on that. I still respect their work deeply. Um, but made me pause for a second, and then also I was invited to participate in the documentary of Sean Bell's widow.
Mm-hmm.
So I also was called to that. So, but I do really want to talk to a Nation of Islam about like the educational system. I'm hoping that maybe Chris, you might have some good recommendations, because the thing
Yeah.
is that I feel like the educational system has really let down Asian Americans, and I feel like a lot of times people talk about mental health and they talk about, but there's really, when we take a look at the health system in this country, period, that health system is so problematic. I've actually have thousands of hours working in hospitals and private doctors' offices,
Mm-hmm.
and I wouldn't really trust the medical community to take care of people with, you know, mental issues like Jordan Neely.
Yeah.
I know that's quite a, you look at the numbers of the way that the healthcare is in this country, highest prices, lowest, regulations. It's just not really a very good environment for, um, accountability or, responsible behavior,
Mm-hmm.
right? They just took the price of an EpiPen and jacked it way up to like $1,000 or something, right? You know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about? Yeah, like life-saving
Yeah.
drugs and stuff, like completely unnecessary. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the thing is that also once you take away someone's like mental, right? Yeah, their ability to define themselves as mentally okay or competent, you really can do a lot of things to them that they probably won't like. So that's very dangerous. Yeah, extremely dangerous. I feel
Mm-hmm.
so. There's just that. Housing Preservation Trust also on the NYCHA issue, right? Just want to shout out my people. They got rid of. They did get rid of somewhat, right? What's his name? Gregory Russ. But they've
Yeah.
rebuilt the system into the Housing Preservation Trust. I've done a lot of work to mobilize that community. I will continue that. But a lot of suggestions that I've had and even done myself, such as hanging huge signs off the building, right, to tell the community about it. I don't really see any follow through. So if you don't do the work, you're going to have to pay the price. And I'm sorry, I will continue on the sideline, but I cannot prioritize the fight until you prioritize it yourselves. So just
Yeah.
I encourage you to watch my work on the issue. I worked on it way back during the Obama era, and what was promised back then is still in play, but y'all have to like figure it out, okay? Um, it's just not being implemented the way it was designed. It's really sad,
Hmm.
and it's supposed to be a great opportunity for you, but it's really being turned into, it's being weaponized against you, and it's really sad.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this reservation trust, housing preservation trust, there once again, it's the typical play. We're going to repeat it so many times on this show, and I really appreciate Christopher Leon Johnson's insight into this matter. It's political appointees going to the position, driving the interests of industry over the benefit of the community, like the gambling, like the
Hmm.
criminal justice reform, like the Jordan Neely situation. Again and again, it's a certain
Yeah.
industry coming in with money and
Yeah.
interests, and I get it, right? Yeah, but it's really tainting the whole thing that's supposed to be about.
Hmm.
That's basically it, man.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Nothing else at all. I mean, nothing really at all.
I'm just gonna make a little pitch, right? Yeah. Go to the website dj07.com. I have my donations up. Yeah. Putting all this time in and helping these people, I can't really do it all, right? Yeah. Out of thin air. So I'm out there hustling on the streets like a Jordan Neely out there. You know what I mean? And that's really, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like while the money's getting sucked up by these groups that don't share. You know what I mean? So, and also share with my man Christopher Leon Johnson. Yeah. Oh snap. Yo, I will. I gotta email them. Also, you know what? Do you have like a donation link? You got to I'm put that on your card, man. Is that cool with you? I made a business card for Christopher Leon Johnson. Yeah. Chris, you there?
Hello?
Oh.
Here, here.
Yo,
Here,
Chris,
bro.
you got a donation link?
I know donation link. I know. I mean, I have Cash App, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So
yeah.
shoot me a cash app. I'll make a QR code, and I'll put that on the
Yeah.
business card. Yeah, and I'll email them. Be
All
like, yo, what's
right.
up? I got a design update. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right, cool, man. All right, so hit me up after, and I'm gonna. Anything else you want to say? Otherwise, I'm gonna stop the stream.
Yeah. Stop the stream. We'll go from there. We'll go from there.
Okay, all
I'll
right.
tell you.
Stopping the stream here. We have the mouse over here.
Peace out, guys.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hold up.